I was working at GM. They was telling us about this guy, and I started doing research on him. His name is Dr. Deming, and he came up with this quality program for productivity, quality, what they call quality control measures. The Japanese, when Ford Chrysler GM turned him down and said they didn't want to hear it. So because he was already an auto executive, he was going on a trip to Japan. He presented it to the Japanese auto manufacturers. This is where your Lexus come from, your Lexus and your Infiniti. So when he presented it to them, they was like, that's the key, because if you go back to before the 70s, and even in the 70s, when you seen something that has a stamp on it said made in America, you knew you had some top of the line A1 best made stuff on the planet. Don't nobody do it like us. But now we doing everything using cheaper material, shortcutting the labor to maximize profits, and is making the products crap. So they stick to the quality dynamic. So they stealing our reputation by stealing our quality productivity ratio that we used to maintain. Right? That's the difference in the architecture of old and the architecture of today. Some of these buildings is 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 years old. They look like they was built 200 years ago. And some of these new buildings been around 30, 40 years. They look like it's time to tear them down. Right?
That's facts. Hey, now, but now that, okay, this is my next question for you, because we got Trump in there. He rolling out the 20. Well, people say, oh, he went down by paying 2025, but it seemed like to me he rolling it right out, straight out the gate. Now, this real ID thing, you heard anything about that? Because I looked it up and it said May 7th that they'll be rolling out this real ID. And
the real ID came out in 2010. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but it said like they had a mandate on there. I looked it up. I think it was 20.
Go look up what a mandate. You got Google on your
law. Yeah, mandate not a law. I know mandate not a law. Law or request, a mandate or ordinance, a code. None of them. You know what I'm saying? We can get into that if you for my Moors. But I'm saying,
you know, we went over what a mandate is, and I know a lot of the sisters been around for a minute. They don't want no mandate.
They don't want no mandate. All right, we'll go to the next question. So my next question is, because people was asking, because I'm really going off the questions that the people asked in the recent shows. When Ron come back on, ask him this.
Unique position because you have one of the lowest talking to you.
I want to speak to him the way I'm speaking to you right now.
He talking to you, just ain't listening. He gonna smack you upside your head if he keep talking to you, keep ignoring.
I'm trying to listen. I'm not trying to ignore him.
When he smack you upside your head, he gonna have your attention then, because he don't have as long a patience as some of the other lowers. And he want to smoke, so he don't care if you get mad at him.
No, I want to smoke myself. That's why you picked me. Because this is the first time I was on Instagram, and that was one of my fears to conquer, is to get on Instagram. It's crazy. I'm the last one you picked. So right then and there, this is my opening. And then I'm talking to the great one. So listen, I want the smoke. I want all the fucking smoke. So the thing is, I was looking for an elder to give me the right guidance, or because you got
the fucking elder. You the elder you've been looking for.
Ashe.
So now look, this is what you got to do now. Find out his favorite offering. Give it to yourself. Then he gonna talk to you real then. He gonna know you ready.
His favorite offering. My mind just told me a banana and candy. I'm telling you what's processed right now.
Just whatever he tell you. Okay. When you follow the instructions, the more you listen to them, the more they will communicate with you.
That's why I
and the
wanted
clearer
to.
the communication to be. It ain't gonna be no fucking secret because you fucking with the right one now, because he gonna smack you silly if you don't pay attention. You must be just like me, a hard-headed motherfucker that got to do it your way.
I am.
Yeah, because
I am.
Yeah, all us with those warriors for Loas, we hard-headed.
With a
He
good
gonna
heart.
get your attention.
Mm.
But he got your attention. You already doing, now you just gotta fine-tune it, like the radio slightly off the channel. You just gotta get the sound to come in clear.
And then that's why I need my brothers and sisters to put me in the right
He's gonna tell you everything to do. Give him his offering, but give it to yourself. If it's a food offering, whatever his favorite food is, make that shit. For yourself.
See, this is where I had doubted, right? When it came out, I'll message you after we leave when I get home because I'm at work, and then I'll send you the my loas, my siges. The thing is, when I first started getting into my culture, or should I say my nature, and what I realized, like when I was asking other people this kind of question that I was asking you, they kept like giving me the runaround, like giving me the two sides, like you said. I guess that's probably one of the things that made me doubtful too, because you know when people have been doing something longer than you, and you think that they should have the more knowledge than you, so they
might not have a connection than yours.
Because
see, all of us who got Loas attached to us. My big mama baptized me with the Baron. Right? And the Baron is the Ogun. So we supposed to wake up to who they is, or they gonna wake us up to who they is. And when they wake us up to who they is, they gonna smack the shit out of us. I got smacked by his ass. So you doing what you supposed to be doing. Just do what I'm telling you, and he gonna come to you. And he gonna talk just like my man from American Gods.
And I've been waiting. That's the thing, because
Orlando Jones.
Yeah.
He gonna talk just like that. He gonna say, so now you want to fuck with a motherfucker, You go talk to one of the big brothers. Now you want to fuck with me, huh?
Let me get. Let me tell you, when I was in school, right? Even when I was in church, you know, that's when I was like, I stopped really going to church. Even when I was in church, when people used to mess with me, because I used to fight a lot. And then when I was young, the first thing I would resort to is like, I'm going to do some voodoo on your ass. And then after I did that, after I said it, I'm like, why is it that if I'm going to church, yet if I'm fighting a motherfucker, the first thing I say I'm going to do on their ass is voodoo? So I'm like, that never made sense to me.
Well, they be doing all the voodoo in the church, but don't tell you they doing it.
That's exactly what it is. A bunch of hypocrites. That's why I left, because I was the number one hypocrite. And another thing I wanted to add, the last thing, because I got to confess, because you're Ogun and we're talking and we're in front of the public eye. When I was younger, I said that I would never serve them when I was in church. And now that I left church, I said if I ever go and serve voodoo or do that, it's for me to dissipate on this earth, off of this earth. Now I'm asking you, do you think that my words, because you know words are powerful, you think my words could be some kind of blockage from back then when I was saying it? Or because of my ignorance, I didn't know it better?
Those words that you were speaking then, it was organized in your mind for what you needed to become in order to accept who you was. All of the warriors got a harder time than everybody else, though. But we don't bitch and complain about it. We just do that shit because that's what we do. We came in this bitch for a fight, nigga. Where the fight at? Right? So that's part of your fight.
Ashe.
Yeah. But all of the answers that you asking me, ask your Lord. He gonna tell you, and you ain't gonna have to ask a motherfucker nothing. He gonna send you on anything you want to know. If you don't trust what occurs to you, he gonna send a reference your way. Or send you where the reference at. Trust me, I know from experience.
My
You
brother,
got a
you
question,
just
he gonna tell you what the answer is. If you don't trust the answer, he gonna say, well, you don't believe me, motherfucker. Go look over here and get this book. And they gonna tell you the same thing I just told you. But the only thing you be doing, really, is a lot of our people, we can't tell nothing without the references because they won't believe us no more. We come from an oral tradition. Our words is more powerful than anything you can motherfucking write in a book.
Yes, because your word is bond. This is how
Right.
we used
So,
to deal with each other back then.
but we've been dealing with deceivers. So
And
now,
I had a dream about deceiver. I called somebody a deceiver the other night.
yeah,
And all I
well,
kept saying is a
you
deceiver,
got the
deceiver,
right Lord for
deceiver.
that shit. Yeah, that's character perfect. And he'll show you exactly who it is if you ask him.
Who's the deceiver, huh?
Yeah,
I
he'll
did
show you.
ask him.
He gonna show you exactly who it is if you ask him. Just follow.
Oh, shit.
Feed him on the ritual on the
Oh,
on
no,
the
I've been
honoring
feeding
that.
his ass.
I mean,
I've been feeding his ass.
give him his motherfucking meal. He gonna start talking to you. He gonna tell you anything else he want. He gonna let you know. He part of who you is. So it is what it is. You just follow who you is. You gonna be led. You straight.
Thank you, thank you. One love. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm
Thank you
about to get
very much.
on up out of here now. I enjoyed talking to
All right.
you though.
It was one love. And is it okay if I message you? And then I can
Yes.
message you what I, okay. It will be my name on Instagram is Leg by Ezzy. And then Grandmaster J. All right. Thank you very much for your time. One love.
One love.
All right.
All right, y'all. I'm getting a little tired now. Now I don't want to make this too long where people don't watch the whole thing, but I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all see how we talk on the land, what we talk about, how we go over the anomalies to point out the deceptions on the enemy's ass, and how we stand in unity and we help each other where we get stuck. Each one teach one, we all gonna reach some. Free Lag Hoover is the battle cry. And this is a Black Girl Magic, Asada Shakur knot on an Ogun off of Alegba to bring this shit to a motherfucking close. So fuck they Scottish Rite, fuck they motherfucking Albert Pike, fuck they George Washington, traitor ass, switcheroo ass nigga. All them motherfuckers can go to fucking burning HE double hockey sticks if they can find that place, because I ain't been able to find it. And I've been all through the Astrals and ain't found that motherfucker yet. I just wanted to see if it was eternal. Apparently it ain't. It's an illusion. Dogma. So we gonna put our morals over their dogma and bust that shit in the head and bring this shit to an end off of an Stasi can. Let these spiders sew the motherfucker together. You understand? It's like Gulliver's Travel. Yep, Black Girl Magic. I put that shit on everything I motherfucking do. That's the motherfucking little princess of voodoo. Here we go. Once again, from me to you. All right, Pete. We out. I'm going to save this live. And sometimes if I go too long, they won't let me save it. So I'm going to save this when y'all watch it. Peace to the clans across the land. Free Larry Hoover. I'm trying to look through the comments before I end, make sure that I'm not missing nothing. There is something that I did miss earlier when I was talking about the current events. Now, remember, Rome caught on fire. Europe is having a heat wave. Parts of England or the UK caught on fire. The indicator is the last place to have a major fire got to be DC. Based on the what we've been watching, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't implode what we call the White House. That motherfucker might be set for demolition. I just don't know it yet. But something gonna happen where it's gonna be some fires near DC, because that's the last of the 3 city-states jurisdictions to burn. And so when they do the ritual burning ceremonies to show us what's been destroyed, Rome, the Buckingham Palace and the royal family, all that shit gone. So now DC military industrial complex, the shutdown of the corporate jurisdiction. We also got notice confirming that Donald J. Trump did implement continuity of government protocols. I think I posted it, or I'm going to post it if I haven't. So stay monitor my this IG page. I'm in Facebook jail on Facebook, and they closed my Rod Hayes page down on Instagram. But don't worry about it. This is my backup page. Now it's my primary Instagram. So from here, I'm going to go to set up another backup page because I don't know how long they're going to let this motherfucker stay up if I keep telling y'all what's going on. Feathers up, motherfuckers. Feathers up. Right? So, again, we're going to be looking for a resolution to the disruption with the Vice Lord GD connection to show them that we all one family. We all come from different angles, but we all serving the same purpose. Right? And this is the only way out. The only exit strategy is to strategize and exit. Yeah, all that protesting abortion shit's some bullshit. I, my son's keeper, said, watch Anya Mott's latest video or latest live. Can you send it to me in my Instagram messenger? And I'll go check it out, see what she's talking about. If they take, so Brady and V say, why would they want the glands? It's not that they want the glands, they just don't want you to have them. Because all of these, when you go study in your chemetic studies, they got canoptic jars with key organs in it. And they also have a listing of glands in the journals from Kemet, telling them the importance of the bodily secretions. And this is how they was able to extrapolate what adrenochrome would do in a Babylonian ritual blood magic ceremonies. The thing now is they want to destroy your glands to interfere with your ascension process. So even if they don't take them, they want to destroy them, congest your organs, your filters, so that they can back up the gland and deprive the gland of key nutrition. Look, people keep asking the same question about work and bills and stuff. I can only tell you what I did. Fuck a job, fuck a bill. That's all I can tell you. The way that I position myself is where those things don't affect my reality anymore. When you learn how to position yourself, you're going to know what to do. You ain't going to need to ask the question. If you asking the question, that's because you have been properly prepared in order to sever yourself from their contract. You have to prepare yourself, or you got to be willing to endure the struggle of not being able to pay their bills, and they remove services temporarily until we back in the driver's seat. You gonna pay that shit, or you gonna let that shit get cut off, or you gonna position yourself where they pay it for you. However you do it, the one thing that's going to be consistent and constant is when the flip happens, you ain't gonna have that shit no more. But until the flip happens, I can't really tell you a viable solution to your bills and your rent, because you have to prepare those things. Most people not prepared. And that's why we ain't bugging out that more people aren't leaving their jobs. But if we can get them motherfuckers, look up the Big Quit, you will see that there's people all over the country and around the world that's leaving their jobs in order to collapse the system so that we can come up. But somebody gonna have to struggle. I've been doing it for 3 years, so I know that somebody else can do it for a couple of months, right? So, those are the things that we face with, and the reality that we have to endure in order to get to better days. You're gonna have to go through a struggle somewhere. Everybody want this shit to be an easy ass motherfucking shit. It's not easy. It's not easy. They messing with my video. It's a sister says she wanted to talk about the RH factor. I don't see her. I don't see where it went. Okay, so yeah, sis was spitting that motherfucking fire. She telling you what I told you was saying in that video, desecration of the holy places. And the holy places is both on the ground of the earth and on the woman body, her uterus and mammary glands. Somebody put a magnesium. So magnesium, you can't use none of your trace minerals without magnesium. Magnesium is the facilitator for all of the trace minerals, the same way vitamin C is for all of the vitamins. Right, so they become critical. Oh man, the male child birth, that's a whole to really give people a good understanding of how difficult it is for a male to be born on earth. I would need a dry erase board and a dry erase marker, because I would have to show you layers of information at the same time, and then I have to show you the math that's involved, because it's to all of the males is like anomalies on earth. We like phenomena that doesn't make sense based on what we have to go through to come into this life. So I'll go back over that when I get to a dry erase board where we talk about the birthing of a God. That's actually part of the doula training, because the women have to understand, and the men by that, about when they having a child, how to optimize the brain function and bodily function of the child by programming the child with the parent's mind. The mind of the parent can program the genetics of the child as to what to do. We don't know this because we think that all this shit is just some mix the vinegar and baking soda and wait for the reaction. Yeah. So let me look at these questions one more time. There's people who's been posting Lionsgate rituals. They already know what to do, so you could just look them up on social media sites. They've been talking about them. Trump is the big joker in the galactic spade game. All of those strains was different CIA, MI5, KGB, secret intelligence codes flipped in the public domain to capture a news story and to utilize it to exchange vast amounts of information under that cloak. I already explained how they add your calories burned per hour, like they measure gas to know how much you earn on a job. If you didn't catch the whole thing, just go back and watch the whole video. This is some bullshit. Yeah, so true. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna be back at y'all when I can. I've been doing physical labor, so I haven't been able to get on social media because I got packing my library up and trying to help my brother do some work around the house to get his house in order before I make the next move. But probably Monday, I'm gonna see if I can do the video with brother Benji and see if he can't get one of the Vice Lord elites to let him know that we doing this shit from a different angle, but we working for the same goal. And he ain't supposed to listen to me because I'm not his elder directly. I'm what you call a proxy elder from across the tracks. So I got to go talk to somebody in his family tree, in his clan. And once I talk to somebody in his clan that's of significance, then they will have to come and talk to him with me in order for me and him to resolve whatever matter or confusion there is there. So you can see how we resolve matters from the land, by the people from the land, while they own the land, and they don't see eye to eye on the matter. But Big Mama showed me what she was having him do and why she needed it done this way. So now I have to go back and then tie these loose ends up. And that should be the what you call the coup de grace, the grand finale. Because we already at Big Mama house. We just trying to unlock the motherfucking front door without tearing up nothing going in there. Because we got much respect for Big Mama house. And Big Mama house is the Vice Lord house. And the Vice Lord house is black and gold. And that's the gold and the coal. And the coal is the carbon. And the gold is the platinum group metal, and I am the platinum back gorilla. So when we put this shit together, we'll be able to show y'all that we can find a way. If we work together, we can find a way to overcome this bullshit as a collective. But as long as we bickering back and forth, all we gonna be doing is giving the show to the motherfuckers and enemy that's laughing at us. So I don't want to get them motherfuckers no show. And that's why I'm willing to talk to the Canaan Land Moors, because I be iffy about Moors if they not Taj, if they not C. Freeman Hill, Hakeem Bey, Charles Mosley Bey. I be iffy about them because of the dirty Moors. But I'm not anti-Moor, but I am anti-dirty Moor. And all of the Moors know that there are dirty Moors. That's not a secret. Right? And if they know there's dirty Moors, then they shouldn't be offended because I'm not a Moor that I call out the dirty Moors for being some rotten motherfuckers that they are. They just need to clean house. So Angel Bay, that's his job. That's not my job. Right? I just have to tell the people where we was infiltrated at. And we was infiltrated by Albert Pike, who portrayed himself as motherfucking George Washington, Adam Weishaupt, in order to deceive the people with morals and dogma at the 32-degree Scottish Rite Freemason level, coming in off of a conquistador's Etruscan Moor in cloak and concealed. And the image that we see is not even the real image of the real individual, whether it's the Adam Weishaupt, the George Washington, or the motherfucking Albert Pike. Those are all imposters that's put out as a cat's paw in order to conceal and cover dirty players behind the scenes. They use pale faces to block institutions to keep us from finding out what they was doing. And if we can't find out what they doing, we don't know what course of action to take to resolve the matter. But now that we know what they was doing, what they have done, and what they still was trying to do, and we knew how to overcome those obstacles, this shit is a wrap. So you can go to your George Washington Masonic Memorial, and you can see the phases of all of the dirty Moors who signed the contracts with Europe, with England, France, and Britain in order to subjugate the organic people from this land. All of their phases is there because they said if they surrender their phases and we surrender our feathers and sandals, that we wouldn't know us from them at the end of the 200 years. We disagreed and we was right. They ain't us and we ain't them. They look like us, but they ain't us. They don't love like us. They don't fight like us. They don't do nothing like us. Everything they do is weaponized against us. So I have to talk to anybody who willing to resolve this ugly ass matter we faced with. Even if they come in hostile, I still have to endure the hostility in order to try to draw out a cognizant conversation with them in order to solve the problem. The key order of business right now is Big Mama House. That's that black and gold shit. That shit got to be straightened out, and it's going to get straightened out Monday, right? So once that gets straightened out Monday, and they find out that the treaty that was signed 50 years ago between Lord Stones and disciples, and that we was all infiltrated by motherfucking dirty players, and now we reclaiming what we got by connecting with the ones that Big Mama's seeing. Big Mama make a motherfucker go upside your head in order to get you right, and then she'll make that motherfucker turn around and be. So Instagram is starting to give me some shit. So we're gonna wrap this one up, y'all. But from there. All right. Peace out, y'all. Share the video, get the information out to the public. Scorpio gang in the house. I see y'all.
Hey, I'm actually Pisces, Libra ascendant, but hey, my son is a Scorpio though.
Hey, it's all the Scorpios in the comments doing their Scorpio thing, you know.
Hey, for real. And I'm working, so my bad if the signal go out a little bit. I work for Amazon. Now working for the Bezos.
Yeah.
But I used to be an admin for ISIS's group, you know, and this was before I had saw your live where you were explaining, you know, all the scamming stuff she was doing, and I wasn't really using my discernment because a lot of her followers in her group are really low vibrational people who really don't be using their discernment to really figure out stuff on their own. And you see, I know I'm from the land. You know what I'm saying? My dad, he's from Chicago, and our ancestors come from Mississippi. And when I know my lineage, I know where I come from. When people disrespect that lineage in my line, I can't rock with that. You know what I'm saying? And for her to really come in and try to deceive, and knowing the fact that she constantly tries to preach that go inside yourself, but while still trying to sell a dream, that shit right there is deceitful. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you don't ever really be trying to sell nobody nothing. You don't even be pushing your 3 King shit that much either. You know what I'm saying? So when you come with your information and when you come with what you're talking about, you come authentic, you come real. You know what I'm saying? All the game you get for free from the heart. She don't be giving game like that, bro. And all the stuff that she really do be doing, she be grabbing shit from the community and trying to regurgitate it like she's the high priest, the high oracle, the one that's really talking shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was, like I said, I was in her admin group and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? And I could tell the energy in there was a lot of not thinking for themselves as females. And a lot of females gravitate to that big mama because they need they need somebody to kind of hold them, to coddle them, you know what I'm saying? And that's not what we need as people. I don't care if you of my people or you not, you don't need to be coddled. You need to be able to go inside yourself and grab your power and take back what is yours. You know what I'm saying? As far as your bloodline goes. And, you know, I've already been hip on the conjuring, the trying to do a certain spell to get this, selling some snake oil for that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already peeping the game. And see, I don't just work. I didn't really get on her shit before what's it called? Before last year. I just started seeing her shit from somebody else had posted her. I think it was like the aliens are black. Somebody posted her shit, and so I was like, oh, okay. Well, she's saying some shit about the industry, but she was in the industry. So even right there, I was like, well, how much is she really saying that's actually truth, actually factual? You know what I'm saying? So, well, you know, bringing it back, you know, to a lot of what you was talking about, you know what I'm saying, talking about the real dragon underneath the Vatican, you know what I'm saying, how though the real enemy and all those different things, you know, I try to, like, you know, I be explaining it to my wife, you know, and she's also up on the shit too. And so when we hear what you talk about the truth, it's like we can't do nothing but just spread it. You know what I'm saying? We can't do nothing but try to tell our people, even the people that ain't us, you know, the truth. And so, you know, there's a lot of that goes on, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I had to really step away from all that. And I appreciate, you know, you being 100. I appreciate you, what you're doing. I did have a question, though, about, you know, how do we really know our actual indigenous tribe? How do we find that information but without going through like some DNA ancestry? Is it just through the genealogy records, or
you get signs? Like you just told me you was a Mississippian out the gate.
Yeah.
The Mississippian is one of the oldest tribes, and they connected to every tribe. This is why we can become honorary members of all of the tribes. When this type of work need to be done, all of the tribes put us through the ringer. I haven't been, even though I've been in the criminal underworld, so to speak, for this society. And of all of the despised and rejected, I become the most loved and respected by being a bump straight.
Same.
Right. So when all of the tribes say, okay, what's going on the land, I have to tell them.
Yeah.
Right. And I can't hold back. I can't, like the way we wired, man, we can't go along to get along.
And that's what fucks me up, because I speak my mind so much. They try to filter me. Ever since I was born little, you know, I was raised around a lot of white folks, right? So I always knew how to speak. So when they would speak to them, I would still have my tongue from who I am. So I wouldn't bite my tongue. So it would hurt them. It would make them uncomfortable. But the only reason why I was making them uncomfortable is because they weren't aware of the place that I was already sitting in. You see what I'm saying? They didn't understand the power that I was already in. So a lot of times you'll have like the pastors or the whatever of the white community try to come and say, oh, just try to fit in. You know what I'm saying? Chill off on saying nigga too much. Chill off on saying black too much. Chill off on bumping your music too loud and doing whatever, you know, just having your mannerisms as a brother. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
they try to tell you to chill off on that.
In our community, you know, we see the graffiti. We don't know that's tribal communication.
Exactly.
It's tribal communication in their motherfucking face. That's why they made it illegal. They know what it is, and they know we talking on the land, but they don't know what the fuck we saying because they can't read our language. But we can read theirs.
Exactly. So, and go ahead. Sorry, brother. Sorry.
So when I go through the community, I can walk through the community and know the entire condition by the graffiti, by the positioning of the neighborhood, the elder women, where they at, how the neighbors respond to them. I know I can read the community like I'm reading a book. So this is why I get to the point where I can easily see who don't belong. And I can see who do. Right? And certain ones, I remember them from past lives. Like one brother came on one of my, I was in a call, a group chat. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, man, I know this motherfucker from somewhere, right? And I'm like, hey, man, move over to the camera a little closer, man. I looked at him. I started giving him the rundown of who he was. Everything his pops had told him. He was like, man, my pops told me that. 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 Like, I'm like, I know who the fuck you is. You know what I mean? That's like I look at Dane. I know who the fuck he is. My cousin, who looked like Dane, is the one who flipped me. If you want to be rich, listen to Calloway. Off of a song called I Want to Be Rich by a group called Calloway.
Calloway, I'm going to write that down.
Now, look, when I go back, I'm thinking about what my cousin was saying, and I see this dude, Dane Calloway, and my cousin had a Great Dane named Man. So now, Man, his favorite Great Dane is a Calloway in my mind, making the connections. And so when he brought the song in, the group Calloway, and played it, I Want to Be Rich, and he said, I want you to keep listening to this song over and over. And I've been listening to Dane Calloway about 2 years. You know what I mean? So when I told motherfuckers he was one of the chiefs on the land, the motherfucker kept telling me Dane said he ain't black. He ain't no more. Because he ain't, motherfucker. He from the land.
Exactly.
He ain't black because he's not a crayon. And he
ain't no more because he ain't from Morocco. Yeah.
Look, now they ain't putting up pictures. He not reading the pictures like I'm reading the picture. I'm reading the picture like a tarot card.
Yes.
Now, he don't know what he doing, but he's flipping messages with the pictures he select to give his presentation. In his presentation, he's talking about documents, but I'm reading the pictures that's telling a whole nother story from what the fuck they ain't talking about. You know, so the whole other story told me, hold up, bruh. They was hiding behind them. These the cat's paws. These motherfuckers is the enemies. And if you could take your mind down into the hull of the slave ship, you'll see this shit some bullshit. When I did, okay, so you got this, it's called Soul Retrieval. It's a book called Soul Retrieval. And you could put in your reference list. In doing the soul retrieval, I'm traveling my DNA by calling forth certain energies. I couldn't find a slave ship nowhere. Not even in the people that is tied in my bloodline from that side of the water. Didn't come from slave ships. The ones that we related to, the Zulu and the Hopi, is the same tribe. But when I'm traveling my DNA, the ones I'm seeing coming over here that I'm being shown in mental imagery, they are not coming in bondage, and they're not coming in hostility. Right? And when they getting on this side of the water, we hugging them and kissing them like they long lost relatives. I'm not seeing no slave ships. No slave ships. I can't pull no slave ships up in my DNA. Right? So I don't understand this shit. And then when I go back and I find that in the history books that even they wrote when they asking our ancestors about the ships, they said we didn't see no ships.
Exactly.
So they wrote it. Look, they wrote that their cognitive dissonance was so severe that when the ships came, they couldn't even see them. Bullshit. They knew what a ship was because Khan Mansa Musa came on a boat.
Exactly. From part of Africa, he came through South America and came through up through where the Mayans used to be and all that area. They actually used to take boats to the Americas way before anybody knew about this. The conquistadors came over. It was us coming over.
Right.
Yeah,
but watch this. And so we already knew what boats look like. And they saying we had no knowledge of ships and boats. Now watch this. On the Pacific, it was an emperor from China that we call Quan Jai Jun. Came over 5,000 years ago on a boat, a big ass boat. They sail right on over here. And when we met them, we hugged them and kissed them like long lost relatives.
Mm-hmm.
Why we not doing that to the Spanish conquistadors, the blackamoors that's coming over here? We ain't hugging them motherfuckers. We fighting like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
They looking for Cordoba, the famed city of gold. The great,
exactly.
That's the great capital of Atlantis that flew the fuck away that they told us sunk. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing this shit in the DNA. This shit like, whoa, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You know, so now I got to put it together for y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's powerful stuff. And I know when, like, my mom, she told me a lot of where her people came from through Texas and through, I guess, she says Blackfoot Indian, but it could also be Blackfeet. So I got to really, you know, figure out which one it is specifically. But